that gonna work? It's gonna work. There, sideways video. Typically saved for hate videos. Alright, so I got a comment that I wasn't sure to take seriously or not. Because what I put forth into YouTube tends to be exaggerated bravado, egotistical ramblings, self-love, a lot of self-love that might come off as bragging. But I think that, like, geez, life grinds you down, doesn't it? Oh, there's gonna be a malt liquor video as well. Life grinds you down, man. Who's gonna sharpen you up if it's not you? But the question was, make a video on being humble, and I believe in that. I mean, that's cowboy culture. Someone says you fast with a gun, you're like, I'm all right. I mostly hit what I shoot at, and people think, shit, this guy might be good. I remember actually I took a yoga class at a new place, and it was an advanced class, and the instructor said, well, this is an advanced class, and I said, okay. She says, okay, so, well, have you taken yoga before? And I'm like, I've had a few classes. And she immediately knew what I was talking about. She completely had faith in the fact that I knew yoga, because I said I had a few classes. You know, if I hadn't had that many, I would have said it, you know? If I had a whole lot of classes, I mean, going on and on about it's not going to mean nothing. I can either do it or I can't. And it was kind of funny, like, we went through half the class, I was able to keep up. She asked for something, and I thought I was doing it. And I was focused on myself, and she's like, Earl, what you're gonna want to do here with your legs is this, and I'm like, oh, I see what you're doing now. I thought you meant something else. But you know, actually, here's the thing about being humble. I don't think it's like I'm really great and I pretend not to be. I think it's about accepting that you have limitations, accepting that, yeah, I think I know how to do it. I might not be the best. And what I mean by that is, like, I embrace my mistakes. I embrace the fact that I miss. I embrace the fact that I misunderstand. So in that respect, I would say I am humble. Like, actually, I do a lot of training. In all the jobs I've had, I end up being like the trainer, and people say, like, you must be really good at this. Someone really said that. And I'm like, no, I've just made all the mistakes there are to make. I'm still making new ones. So I could tell you how to avoid some of my larger foibles. Maybe you could learn from my mistakes, because I'm certainly learning from them and continuing to make them to encourage the learning process. I think being humble is listening to people. Frankly, a lot of times I actually turn on the camera, honestly, and I'm not quite sure what I'm going to say. Typically, though, when someone asks me a question, I have like a good idea of what I'm going to say. And so sometimes I think someone asking me something, rugby, isn't actually a learning opportunity. Though I've said some shit that, listening to myself, I realize I'm not who I want to be. Those are rare. Probably because I'm not self-aware enough. I got deers coming over here to find out who's making a video. Yeah, self-awareness. Though, here's the thing though. When I listen to someone else talk, I don't know what they're going to say a lot of times. I've got some friends, one or two, that's probably my favorite thing about them, man. When they open their mouth, I'm rapt. My attention is on them because I don't know what they're going to say. And I don't know how I'm going to react to that. I don't know what new information that's going to open up for me. I wish that deer would just come. Yeah, being humble is no matter how much you know, you got to know that you don't know it all. Oh, you know who's great at that? Rick Steves. Rick Steves does travel videos, books, whatnot, radio show. He always goes into a situation as if he does not know. He's got tons of experience to back him up though. But he's kind of like eyes wide open, as if like he's there for the very first time. Fuck, maybe that's being humble. Interacting with things, people, anything, as if it's your first time, no matter how much experience you have. Setting that aside and being a student again. Oh God, I think that's it. See, I didn't know I was gonna come. I didn't know I was gonna come to that point. I gotta watch this again with some pen and paper, because that's just that good. That was brilliant. I'm awesome. Sometimes I think people mean that they think humble means not disclosing, like anonymously donating money. You know, I donate money and that information is kept track of because of tax reasons. I donated my time an awful lot. This is a while ago though. This is back when I was poor and I had a lot of time, so I donated my time. And I kept track of some of that actually for community service for Taekwondo. But to me, I think it was just life experience, like donating my money or donating my time just enriches me. So like maybe being humble about that kind of thing is just like, that is selfish actually. I did donate because I had free time and I wasn't sure what to do with it. And I needed to do something. If it wasn't going to be like, it wasn't going to be some kind of work, it was going to be some kind of productive work of a productive nature. If it didn't produce money, produce good feelings. You know, it's like, actually there was like, Phil Knight, I think, was talking about how he's going to donate his fortune and pass his children's grandchildren. The fortune will all have been donated through charity. And I'm like, my first thought was suspicions. Like, do you mean that like your money is going to filter in such a way that your descendants will have access to it, but no one will realize that they're rich? I just got suspicious of that. I'm gonna donate my fortune. And I'd be like, you know what, my fortune's none of your fucking business. I don't know. You know, I don't know what that's like though. I don't know what it's like to have like as much money as God. Anything else to say about being humble? I had more to say than I thought, actually. When I first saw that question, I thought, I don't know, really. Other than, like my first thought was, like, life grinds you down, and you've got to grind yourself up. You know, like a big chunk of iron getting ground down. You got to put a fine edge on that. Next time life tries to grind you down, they're going to find an edge. Teach you to grind me down. I'm sharp. Let's throw sparks. You know, a particular talent for showing yourself in an unkind light. Sometimes being humble could be, I believe, against your best interests. I think that you gotta blow your own horn, you know, if you could reach it. I think that there's things about you that might change other people's opinion. It's the thing about first impressions. It's not wrong to have a first impression about somebody. It's like, well, if they can't tell the quality of the person, they can't tell the quality of the person. Knowing somebody else's heart is really difficult. Knowing your own, know thyself, is really difficult. You have to be a certain amount of open about your capabilities, about your true worth, about your perception of yourself, in order for somebody to see that that's true or know about it. It's like the diamond in the rough. It's like Aladdin, you know. It's like, yeah, look past the dirt and the street living and shit like that and realize, like, this person has courage and integrity and daring and intelligence, creativity. Oh man, it really does take a lot of malt liquor to get you to making an Aladdin quote.